Into Chartbusters on CNBC TV 18. It's turning out to be a session where we are seeing an up move take place for the market. So let's see whether that sustains. We have the mid-cap index, which is up around 1.2%, and an advanced decline ratio, which has been very heartening from the get-go. So we still have around 3,000 stocks advancing to around 855 stocks declining on the Bombay Stock Exchange. But let's talk about one particular company. Minda Corp is the one that we're tracking at this point in time. They have got into a JV with a UK-based company. We have Akash Minda, who's the executive director of Spark Minda, and Steve Hornyak, who's the CEO of Turntide Technologies, joining in to discuss this joint venture for EV powertrain solutions. We will be focusing on the following talking points. Rationale behind the JV, outlook on EV penetration growth in India, and West Asia war impact on exports. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. Well, Akash, I'm going to start with you. If you could just tell us about the rationale behind the JV and when exactly do you expect it to start being executed, and when does it possibly show in terms of numbers on the P&L?
Yeah, hi, good morning. So we are very happy to partner with Turntide Technologies from UK. This is in line with making our Spark Minda Group a system solutions offering in the electric vehicle mobility. And in this respect, we have already come up with a lot of products and partnered with recently with Flash Electronics. And now we have partnered with Turntide. And they are expert when it comes to specialized motor controllers of high voltage and low voltage, axial flux motors, and thermal pumps. Going forward, we expect the production to start by Q4. In Maharashtra. And in the first year of commencement, we look somewhere about 75 to 100 crores of revenue coming from FY28 onwards.
Hi, gentlemen. Good morning. This is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. Steve, could you give us your thoughts as well in terms of the JV? Minda Corp is what you picked out for. What will it mean for you as well? And in terms of more decision-making and product side, you hold 51% stake. How will that also work?
Sure, absolutely. I appreciate it. And we've been active in the market for several years now. And we've got an active pipeline and funnel, actually engaged with 4 of the top 10 OEM providers. So Minda Corporation is going to provide us with immediate access to high volume, high quality manufacturing and aftermarket support. So it's critical for us to find a collaborative, strong partner to execute to the opportunities that we have in the market, targeting the 2-wheel, 3-wheel, 4-wheel micromobility platform with our motor controllers, and also looking at getting into the inline hybrid diesels for commercial and light commercial vehicles using our axial flux motor. We see lots of opportunities in both of those markets.
Okay. Akash, just wanted to come to you with regards to the entire EV market as you see. If you see, the adoption has slowed a little bit, especially in passenger vehicles, it's much more desirable. So in that context, what is the rationale in terms of building capacities within this space?
So I think the EV industry as a whole is definitely going to penetrate much faster in the coming, midterm to long term. Definitely, there could be some blips in the quarter or two. But going forward, the penetration, if you look at in the 2-wheelers now, it's somewhere about 6 to 7%. In the 3-wheelers is from 22% and 35% in the goods carrier and the passenger vehicle. In the 4-wheeler passenger vehicle side, it's slightly less. But I think, all companies are now working towards coexistence of electric vehicle mobility, ICE, as well as maybe hybrid engines and diesel. So that is something that is expected to go forward. But overall, the electric vehicle mobility across these segments is going to have much more penetration by 2030. So in the 2-wheelers to 3-wheeler space, we expect it to go from about 6 to 7% to about 30%. In the 3-wheeler space, is expected to go about 50 to 60%, and passenger vehicle 4-wheeler expected to go about 15 to 20%. And we would like to really capture this market in all the products that we're trying to offer as a system solutions offering along with our various partners.
Okay. Well, Steve, just a more near-term question. You're joining us at a time where there's a lot of conflict which is taking place in West Asia. There is fears in terms of what could be taking place when it comes to supply chains. Any color in terms of, maybe the input cycle, any kind of supply chain discrepancies that you might be facing at this point in time?
I appreciate that. And what we've done at Turntide is we've looked at the entire supply chain proactively and made sure that we were minimizing any potential disruptions by having multiple options and multiple sources of supplying all of our key components, and also looking at regions that were outside of conflicted areas. So right now, we don't see any disruptions in meeting the demand for the products that we're bringing to market, particularly in light of the fact that the motor controllers do not use any rare earth products that are reliant upon coming in from other areas. And also in our advanced motors, we looked at sourcing the magnets from various places throughout the world that give us lots of mitigation to risk in supply chain issues. So right now we've got total supply chain coverage for at least the next 12 to 18 months without any issue.
Akash, I have a couple of questions. One, I want to understand the competition that is there in this industry. You know, I believe there are Chinese players who are already here, right? So what will it indicate in terms of that for this JV? Also, in case if the penetration of EV doesn't go up as anticipated, then how does it make economical sense for the JV?
So, see, there are definitely competition here, but where Spark Minda and Turntide comes in is to make a complete system solutions offering. Now, Spark Minda offers power electronics product lines. Turntides offers powertrain product lines, and our recent partnership with Flash Electronics, offers motors and other product lines. So all of these combined together offer the system solution, and where we are making into an X-in-1 for various, segments of the vehicles. Yes, there are a couple of other competitors, but what we are looking at Spark Minda Group is looking at building a very resilient supply chain for the Indian market and for exporting from here. So the EV penetration is expected to go higher. Yes, it may take some time, but overall, we are very, very bullish in terms of how the electric vehicle mobility is going to penetrate across segments. And we at Spark Minda and Minda Corporation want to be, ready in terms of our investments, capabilities, competencies, and capacities that we are already engaging with the customers. This partnership also has won orders from the various OEMs and segments to kickstart our operations. So we are very positive on how this turns out on the electric vehicle mobility.
Okay. Akash, moving away from the joint venture now and just talking about how business is looking, same question to you. Any kind of disruptions, any kind of incremental higher input costs that you might be facing at this point in time? Maybe not on the supply chain front, but in terms of, say, freight costs, container costs, any kind of supply chain disruptions in terms of getting input costs into India?
I think over the last 6 to 8 months, there have been, multiple disruptions from magnets and, recent, geopolitical tensions, etc. But yes, I think at the industry level, we are quite equipped in order to kind of have a detailed planning for our supply chain across electronics, logistics, or such kind of raw materials. There are a lot of industries coming together within the automotive segment in order to, overcome these challenges. And automotive industry is, I think, very well planned, as well as Minda Corporation, in order to overcome these challenges in terms of the logistics or the raw material, even now the PNG or the gas related challenges that are coming in. So these are temporary blips, but we have our backup plans that we are currently working on extensively. So we should be, out of this cycle very soon.
Okay, Akash as well as Steve, thank you so much for joining us this morning, talking to us about the JV, and hope to speak to you all more often, and we'll connect again. Thanks so much for joining in this morning. But let's talk about